But the thing, the result that I'm getting back to is that although, of course, we've sinned, we've fallen short, this and that, but why is it that our actions are still the same when our relationships with God are still there? Okay, wait, I got you. You're in a relationship, and although the relationship is like perfect, on point, how is it that you would still consider doing something that would be harmful to the relationship? Regardless of the reaction that you get from that action, we'll still be driven to do the action, regardless of the consequence of the relationship.
Come back and cry and be like, I love you.
Yeah,
I love you though.
Yeah, knowing the other party in our relationship, I would never do you like this. This is what God says in the whole Bible. God is using example after example from Genesis to Revelations, examples of showing that I'm in this for the long run. I just like them. I stayed with them. Them trifling people who lied on me, cheated on me, backslided from book to book. He said from front to back, the whole purpose is to teach you one thing. Just like I was with them, I'm with you to the end of the earth. Why is it that we would have a 2,000 book reference of how faithful God is, yet there is a question on our faithfulness? And I'm talking to myself too. How is it that I could be face to face with a decision that can wreck my relationship with God, yet I would consider it just because of the result that I get from it, regardless of the consequence I get from God? I mean, consequences that I get from making that decision. Why is it that we would consider that?
Because like we said, it gets bigger at that moment. And then we don't think about it. Like, or you might.
We want immediate gratification.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of my worst things with church people. People I met in church.
Even in that, whether in church, outside of church, here's the thing. In that case, no, you're not. Don't say that.
It's not a pity party, man.
This ain't no pity party. This ain't no pity party. but even enlarging, I'm sorry.
No, what?
You didn't finish.
Yeah, you did. You said something.
Oh no, I was just saying. I think sometimes we want immediate gratification. We don't want to wait on God. Like God, might have a blessing for us around the corner or something, but it's in God's time that we get it. And we know if we do this thing that, it'll betray God, but we'll get our immediate gratification. We try to do things our way. And we also know that God will forgive us no matter what. Right. Like, we know that in the back of our head. As bad as that sounds, I think that I don't know, for me, that's definitely...
Just the fact that you get it now?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do stuff and I feel like I can never be forgiven.
No, I know. No, me too, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even think of anything.
That's kind of like a way to justify it, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what we do. We
right.
justify
we do.
it.
Right, I agree.
Like, we tell ourselves that it's okay. Well, that's because da-da-da-da-da. Mm-hmm. Or we want to take matters into our own hands instead of trust God. Like, instead of waiting on God, like I said, we say, well, I know how to get from point A to point B. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to take this way, this street, and that street. I said, no, just wait, and I'll give you the direct, and you only just take one street. You don't have to make the turns and the stop signs and the stop at the gas station,
Yeah.
But we think we have it figured out.
Same thing Adam and Eve did.
Trusting God.
Yeah. When it comes to this justification mindset, is this after, like, the 5th or 6th time you did it, or, like, even in the beginning stages? Like, for example, with me, if there was something that I was dealing with, and this is like the 15th time I did it, then I would start coming up with justification thoughts of, well, God, what about this? I mean, at least I'm just doing this and not doing that.
That's my first.
That's what I used to do.
At least I'm not doing this, because over 15, by like the 16th time, it's like, God, I'm tired of this struggle. Like, dude, like, Lord, I mean, at least I know I'm dealing with this, but I mean, can you at least look past this?
Like, I honestly be scared to talk to God after the 16th time. I'd be like, man, I don't know if I should ask for forgiveness, or, do you even want to hear my forgiveness? I mean, because I said the last 15 times, it's just like, I don't even know.
Like you said, you feel like you're not even he's not going to forgive you.
Yeah, like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, I can only say sorry to you so many times before you be like, you don't want to
I'm tired of you. I'm just
so it's like, if I do something to you and I'm like, dang, should I go back to her again and be like, I'm sorry? Like, I'm nervous, like, because I don't know, like, you don't want to hear me no more. So it's just, sometimes I feel like that on the 16th time. On the first couple times, I feel like, how it is. But 16th is like,
not so much.
I'm not even comfortable really, like, coming in his presence, because I'm just, like, scared for my life. I'm, like, scared to, like, I don't even know. Like, at one point, I was like, You can hear me when I pray. Like I thought I did so much bad
That's what I
that he
thought.
turned his ear away from me, and I'm like,
There you go.
It's the devil.
It was
yeah, it's just like,
And
but
it is a
it's
trick of
not.
the
It's not
enemy.
just the trick of the enemy because it's also yourself.
Mhm.
Because you did, you know,
You
of course,
did.
you did it again.
Right.
So yeah, he gonna come along and be like, he don't even hear you no more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just
Crazy.
it's both. It's both.
It's like
both people.
I went down for prayer, and I was getting a prayer, and like I was halfway receiving it, but then part of me was like, God, but what about this? Like I be struggling with some stuff that I did, and I guess I'm holding myself hostage, and I was trying to First, Minister Scott was praying for me, and then Sister Sandra started praying for me, and she was praying for me, and the whole time she started praying for me, I was trying to get out, like, but can God still use me after what I tried to form it, and I couldn't get the words out my mouth to say what I wanted to say to this lady, and all that came out was can, and then she said, it's all in the sea of forgetfulness, and I started wailing, and I was like, she don't even know what I was going to say. But in my head, the whole time I was trying to say that. And I was like, I can't form a word.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Notice the emotion drive though. Like,
Get back.
yeah, no.
My mama.
Gosh. Even in a spiritual setting, isn't it funny how your emotions can overthrow that whole experience? God could really just have you in a spiritual high, but then when your emotions begin to set in, the whole spiritual feeling that it begins to kind of seep away. Emotionalism is really a danger. Emotionalism is really a good thing, but it's also a dangerous thing if you don't know how to control it. And really, that's kind of what we've been talking about for the past 20, 25, 30 minutes, is how our emotional sides have really taken control of our minds and how we approach not just each other, but even our relationship with God. But here's the one thing that I do love, that while Jamaica was talking about how she doesn't feel like that she's worthy enough to even get in God's presence, one thing that I as far as I was thinking about is, praise God that you at least had the mindset to keep God exalted in a place where it seemed like no one else can reach him. Because the first thing that Proverbs says, that the fear of the Lord, let me see, I think it's the Psalms or Proverbs, let me see if I get it right. Psalms 1, I believe. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. It is Proverbs 1. Make sure I get it right, hold on. To know wisdom, instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive instruction. Verse 7, chapter 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Of course, he's talking, obviously, transitioning into wisdom. But when he says the fear of the Lord, he's talking about the reverence, the respect that you have. That's the beginning of knowledge, the beginning of understanding who God is. Imagine so many people who are trying to come into church and not respecting and reverencing for who God is, and then they're just kind of oblivious to everything that we're talking about even on today and this relationship with God. So at first I was thinking, first thing, praise God that you at least had that mindset. But here is the disconnect. Here you are down here, and seemingly God is way up here.